So they're people of grace, but they're people of works as well. They're not working for salvation. The key is get the order right. And the order is you don't work for anything with God. You don't work to get him to love you more, because that doesn't happen. But what it is you let salvation work. You let grace work. So it starts with grace, then got to become work. It's got to become action. It starts with salvation. Salvation has to become action. Faith has to become action. You need faith. It's not faith plus works. I'll have some faith, I'll have some works. It's that faith becomes works. That's the flow. See, think about who is the one who is everything, and that is Messiah. Jesus is, what was he? He's also was a man of action, of miracles, of healing, of moving from one place to the other. But he was also a man of prayer on the mountain, prayer with God. And so think about who he was. You know, he is the most heavenly person ever, is Messiah. But he was also the most down-to-earth person. Nobody came more down to earth than he did. So he was both the most heavenly and the most down-to-earth. That all these people have that same quality. Moses, heavenly, down to earth. Paul, heavenly, down to earth. Elijah, David, same thing. They were all the people, they were all in the presence of God, but then they took that and they went in action. If you're just heavenly, but you don't apply things to earth and your life, it's going to be no good. If you're always practical and earthly and you're doing all sorts of things, but you're not spending time in God's presence, it's also going to be no good. If you have works without faith, no good. Faith without works, no good. One doesn't go anywhere, and the other one gets burned out from the start. So therefore, we need to have both together, heavenly and earthly together, starting with the heavenly, grace and works, salvation and action. And it's not a matter that these people are doing things from themselves. It's that it all comes from God. If you're a person of grace, then you need to apply that with all your heart. The dynamic combination is all these things. You got heaven together with earth. Heaven's touching earth in your life. The things of God are touching the things of this world. That's dynamic. That's going to bring power. That's going to bring breakthrough in your life. You have great faith. Great. Take that faith. Let that faith become real things in your life. That's the dynamic combination. Grace and works. So the ultimate thing here, it says there's a flow that comes from God. It all starts from God. Whatever I do, from God first. You receive and then you flow with it. So the central command in the Bible is love the Lord your God with all your heart, mind, soul, and strength. Now, people who teach we do nothing, it's just not biblical. Do we do anything to be saved? No. But once we are saved, we do a lot of things. This is not a passive faith. When I was in college, of course, a liberal college and all that, they put on a show called Jesus Christ Superstar. And there was an editorial about it, and those who were writing about it, they said Jesus invented passive. They had this idea that somehow Jesus was passive. And so that opened doors. So I wrote a reply in the college newspaper. I said, there's no way the Lord was passive. If he was passive, that means you just don't do anything. He never would have come to earth. The fact that he's on earth means he's active. And he's active. He is the light of the world. That's active. It's an active. So therefore he says, you are now the light of the world. So we are active. We are to act upon the world. Totally active. But not in a natural way, but in a supernatural way. We are to be supernaturally empowered to act. You have the whole book of Acts. How does it start? The Spirit empowers them, and then you get the book of Acts. So it all comes again from God, and then it flows out and becomes life. And that power comes that way from God. So it's God moving, and yet it's us moving. It's all from God in us, but we are also part of it. It says, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your strength. That's about as active as you can get. To love God with all of my heart, with all of my strength, my action, with all wholehearted. If you go to a movie or a play and the people, the actors in there, if they're just they sound like they're just reading lines and you don't really hear the heart of it, you're going to say they're bad actors because they're half-hearted. If somebody's a good actor, it sounds like it's coming from their heart. It sounds like it's the whole thing. Well, the same thing with the Lord. We're not acting like that, but we are actors on this world. And so what we're to do everything with our whole heart. That's total active, total with all our. That's also a key of a dynamic life, that we don't do things half-hearted. If we don't believe in it, we don't do it. If we do it, it means we believe in it. It means do whatever is right. Live wholeheartedly for God. There's an Eastern idea, an Eastern religion, that salvation is basically to be non-involved with everything, get dispassionate, don't care about anything. That's not the Bible, that's not our faith. We have a faith based on a God who is passionate. And if God is passionate, then we, his people, have to be passionate. He didn't just say, listen, I like you, I want you to be helped. He's the one who gives his life on the cross. That's passion. In fact, we even call it the passion. It is not holy to be dispassionate. The holy, and the other thing, total involvement. That's when the Spirit can move, when you're saying, I'm not half and half. Because if you're half and half, you're never going to be whole. If you're divided this way, you're never going to be whole, and you're going to stop the flow of God in your life. But the more you're pure, say, Lord, I'm decided, I'm total for you, the Spirit can flow full force with you. Total. Messiah said, strive to enter. Now that's strive. There's action there. That's heavy. Whatever you do, do it full.
To find out how you can receive more of Jonathan's teachings, to receive special free gifts, or get in touch, go to hopeoftheworld.org or call toll-free 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's hopeoftheworld.org or call 1-800-YESHUA-1. That's 1-800-937-4821. You can also get more at Jonathan Cahn's Facebook page, or write us direct at Hope of the World, Box 1111, Lodi, New Jersey 07644, USA.